It all starts suddenly. In an instant, the human brain loses the ability to formulate lies. People open their mouths, and instead of the usual excuses, diplomacy, and omissions, the pure, unvarnished truth comes out. The first minutes feel like a glitch in reality. Spouses admit things they haven't wanted to say for years, students voice their opinions about teachers, bosses reveal the real reasons for firings. It's as if the world has suddenly become too loud, not because of the sound, but because of unprepared honesty. People try to control their words, but they can't. Every thought rushes out. This triggers a wave of panic. Millions realize that hidden motives, personal desires, and forbidden opinions can no longer be hidden. People grab their phones, trying to explain themselves, but only make the situation worse. Social media explodes with confessions no one ever planned to publish. Personal life takes the first blow. Hundreds of thousands of relationships crumble overnight. But other couples, on the contrary, are strengthened. For the first time, they say what they were afraid to admit: "I really love you," or "It hurts when you pull away." The truth breaks and heals at the same time. Children have always been a little more honest than adults, but now they become an absolute mirror of society. They talk about everything: their parents, teachers, friends, their fears and dreams. And for the first time, adults are forced to listen seriously. The world sees itself through the eyes of those who have not yet learned to wear social masks. Politicians become the first victims of the new reality. At press conferences, they answer honestly, too honestly. They admit corruption, hidden agreements, personal fears, the real goals of reforms. Citizens watch in shock as political elites collapse in literally hours. When it is impossible to lie, diplomacy is impossible. Secret negotiations become meaningless.
Armies reveal strategic plans. Ministers voice what they have hidden for years. Several countries completely lose political stability. A global reassessment of the world order begins. Corporations rely on advertising promises, corporate secrets, and management decisions that are forbidden to be voiced. Now all this is impossible. Marketers admit that a product isn't as perfect as advertised. Executives tell the truth about the company's goals. The stock market is collapsing due to global transparency. After the destruction of marketing, a new phenomenon is emerging: conscious consumption. Honest sellers explain, "You don't need this thing, this product will break in a month, this brand is overpriced." Consumption is falling, the economy is changing. Everyone is starting to choose only what is necessary. People no longer pretend. Comments are unabashedly emotional. Each post reveals the author's true face, their insecurities, desires, intentions. The world is facing a digital honesty that is both liberating and frightening. People see each other without masks. Familiar social roles, confident leader, cheerful friend, strict boss are disappearing. Only authenticity remains. This is difficult, because the truth is not always pleasant to hear or accept. But it is precisely at this moment that society for the first time becomes honest not only in words but also in actions. Scientists can no longer embellish data, bend results to suit a desired conclusion, or hide errors. For the first time, the world sees how human science is, how many failures, doubts, and unfinished research there are. But along with honesty comes an unprecedented speed of progress. Scientists begin to collaborate openly, without fear of judgment, sharing all their findings, successes, and failures. Breakthroughs become a natural result of transparency. Believers begin to speak honestly about their doubts, fears, and grievances against religious institutions.
Priests can no longer hide their weaknesses, and community leaders admit their mistakes. Some religious movements lose followers, while others, on the contrary, find a second wind, because honesty makes faith deeper and more humane. Hypocrisy dies, sincerity is born. Music, cinema, literature, everything is changing. Artists no longer follow trends for money, do not adapt to fashion, do not play with images. Every creator creates only what they truly feel. Culture is becoming so sincere that for the first time, people are hearing music written not for popularity, but for its depth. Doctors can't lie to patients. No more, everything will be fine, if it isn't. No more concealing risks. Patients, in turn, don't hide their symptoms, habits, or fears. Mutual trust makes medicine more effective. Diagnoses are made faster, treatments become more accurate. But many are confronted for the first time with the harsh reality of their own health, unfiltered. Families are in shock. Everything comes to the surface: hidden conflicts, forgotten grievances, fake smiles, secret feelings. People admit they are tired, they make mistakes, they love and hate simultaneously. But after the most difficult conversations, liberation comes. New rules are established in families. Honesty is more important than grievances, truth is more important than convenience. Manipulators become powerless. It's impossible to pretend to be a victim, hide intentions, or feign emotion for gain. Toxic people suddenly find themselves exposed. Everyone understands their motives, and they themselves reveal them. Society is being cleansed of psychological games. For the first time, boundaries become clear, and mutual respect becomes natural. Criminals can no longer hide their plans, intentions, or affiliations. During interrogations, they reveal everything themselves, not by choice, but by nature. Underground markets disappear, illegal deals are disrupted, criminal groups disintegrate. The world becomes dramatically safer, but frighteningly transparent. Everything dark is brought to light. Prices reflect real costs. Advertising becomes direct. People stop overpaying for brands, and the market is reorganized around reality, not illusions. Businesses built on exaggeration are dying. Only honest companies that are truly valuable remain. Friends suddenly see each other's true feelings. Some admit to long-held envy. Some admire. Others feel hurt. Every connection passes through the purifying fire of truth. And if a friendship survives this test, it becomes stronger than ever. All inner fears, complexes, and secret desires, everything becomes visible. People are forced to confront their true emotions. Psychologists are working with their patients' absolute truth for the first time, and the effectiveness of therapy increases exponentially. But for the first time, society sees the scale of human internal conflicts. When lies disappear, trust ceases to be a risk, it becomes the norm. People begin to build connections faster, more easily, and deeper. There is no need to scrutinize words, search for hidden meanings, or expect a catch. Partnerships, alliances, and teams are formed for real, not for profit. People stop embarrassing their weaknesses. After all, they are visible anyway. But they are ashamed of the lies of the past. Society suddenly redefines the meaning of courage. Courage is considered not by those who are strong, but by those who are honest. A new culture of heroism is built around openness. Declarations of love are now always real. Falsehood has disappeared. Every "I love you" sounds like a thunderclap, because it's the only possible truth. The number of toxic romances plummets. State archives become useless. Secrecy is gone. People begin to see the entire structure of power, the entire history of decisions, all the hidden details. At first, the world is frightened by transparency. At first, the world is frightened by transparency. But then another thought occurs: now it's impossible to make a mistake, any evil is immediately revealed. After months, the world becomes quieter. People learn to live without lies, as if without an old disease that had long seemed part of human nature. Society grows. Honesty becomes not a curse, but a new kind of freedom. After all, truth is not a weakness. It is the foundation on which an entirely new world can be built. People can no longer hide their instincts, aggression, envy, attraction, ambition. At first, this seems like the end of civilization. The streets fill with confessions that were previously hidden deep within. But gradually, the world learns to accept itself. People realize, everyone has a dark side. Years after the disappearance of lies, humanity becomes a different species. People learn to speak the truth gently, thoughtfully, and carefully. Scientists note a shift in the psychology of generations: empathy, emotional intelligence, and the ability to engage in open dialogue develop. Society no longer fears the truth, because everyone knows, truth is not a weapon or a sign of weakness, it is the language of a new civilization. People stop playing roles, stop hiding, and stop being afraid to be themselves. And in the silence of a world free of lies, a new idea for a human future is born, honest, straightforward, and truly developed.